found myself questioning how we as an American people got to where we are and how we seem to have abandoned reasoning in some ways. And I was thinking of, you look at these politicians, these candidates for both the Republicans and the Democrats, and they're saying entirely opposite things. It's like you have to pick a story to follow. And it's like, I'm thinking to myself, you know, why should it be this hard? Like, aren't there just, facts we can use to back things up? And then we can decide based on actual knowledge? Or do we, like, sit and watch television and decide which one we like more and which one seems to be more trustworthy in a commercial? And it doesn't really make sense to me. And then I am talking to people on Twitter and getting these discussions, and they don't have the same views that I do. But when I find myself in these discussions, whether it's good for the economy to raise the minimum wage or whether climate change is real, I'm thinking, if I give these people proof of what I'm saying, then they have to accept it, right? No, it would appear that we as a whole are just now impervious to facts, because in all of the discussions, arguments I've been in, not one of them has been bettered or ended by the introduction of facts. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess it's because our media gives us no facts whatsoever, and we're used to just judging people based on what their face looks like when they tell a speech that someone else wrote for them. But this is the thing I want the world to know. Whether you are a Republican, whether you are a Democrat, whether you've been a Republican for 50 years, and the idea of telling anyone that you are no longer a Republican is terrifying, because what does that say about your choices for the last 50 years? This is what I want to say to you. It's okay. It's okay. It is not like you got swindled at the local car dealership by some guy with greasy hair. It is okay that you watched these politicians on television and you believed what they were saying. It's okay, because they've paid millions upon millions of dollars to ensure that you do. They have focus groups which help them decide what facial expressions to use, which words to exclude from their vocabulary because it doesn't sound right coming out of their mouth, and which words to include to make themselves seem more approachable. They have experts who tell them what kind of hairstyle they have to make them more warm. They have people who dress them. They have people who write their speeches for them. They have people who tell them which direction to look at when they are speaking. They have people who tell them which facts to bring up, which names to say, when to begin, when to end, when to nod, when to cough, when to scratch your ear, when to look more human. They have someone who directs every single move of their lives. They have not just popped out there with all these beliefs. They are actors. They are actors paid by very large companies who give them millions of dollars to go out there and sell a brand. And this brand will later work for them. The actual words coming out of their mouths are not their own. They are written beforehand and memorized. Memorized. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. They will do anything they can to sell you. And this isn't just in elections. This is every single time they go on television. It's every single city they go to. They know where to go to. They know what venues to go to. They know which people to talk to. They have a focus group and a survey and a study and a poll on every single way to make themselves more likable. So they train themselves to be this likable person to win you over. So don't feel bad when they do. That's the whole point. If I wanted to spend millions of dollars to win you over, I could. If you had millions of dollars to win the world over, you could. Anyone could. Anyone can be taught to win the world over. It's not that hard. You just have to get down to human nature and science and shit. But that's not the point. The point is, it's okay that you believed it. But it's also okay to change what you believe in based on new information. And the only thing that I am asking you as a young person in this country who works 2 jobs, has a car with no air conditioning and no money, I am asking you, before you start bantering about whatever it is that you are bantering about, that you got off television, if you got it off television, Google it. They're not telling you the truth anymore. These people are not telling you the truth anymore. And it's affecting everything. And I am sorry that it has come to this. And the Republican Party is not what it once was. And the Democratic Party is not what it once was. And it hasn't been that bad all along, but now it is. And it's time for us to wake up. And it is time for us to see the new information that is in front of us. And it is time for us to march in a different direction. Because it can't keep going the way that it is. And there's only one guy who's going to take us in that direction. And that's Bernie Sanders. He's the only one who is not funded by the very people who are taking us down in the first place. Hillary Clinton has flip-flopped on every single issue. Like, every single one of them. She is a candidate for hire. The only thing she cares about is getting elected. The only thing she cares about is being the first woman president. We don't trust her. We stopped trusting her a long time ago. And she is funded by the same people who are funding the other side. They're not that far apart. And the other side is despicable and disgusting and promoting hate. And my parents were Republican. My grandparents were Republican. My whole family was Republican. And they weren't bad people. But they never would have listened to things these people are saying on TV. They never would have said these things to other people. This isn't the way that we started out. And this isn't what America is about. And it's time to just wake up. And before you start saying all these plans can't work and we don't have money for this, Google it. Watch a documentary called We're Not Broke by Robert Reich, and then tell me we can't afford to have free healthcare. Thank you guys. I mean, let's stick together. Bye.